Good morning and welcome to another edition of Finn's Table Talk with me, your host, Hank, Fish Tank Hank, and my wife, Kelly, as my co host.
Good morning.
So, anyway, we had the draft. There's a lot going on. My head's all jumbled up. We didn't do a lot of things that I thought we were going to do. And, you know, we went a different direction, but I think it all worked out pretty good. What do you think?
Some surprises. We were waiting with bated breath, all of us, for a few positions that did not get filled the way that we anticipated, but it kept it interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'll leave it at
Yes.
that.
I mean, I think Miami, it was weird how they're looking at winning now, but kind of planned for the future in this one. With the first pick that they took, it kind of seemed more like a future pick than a now pick. So for me, I was just kind of confused about what direction we were going to go. And, once it started to unfold. And now I'm like, wow, what are we going to do next? So tell us about the first person that we picked up. Give me some rundowns here.
All right. We've got Cam Smith. He was picked 51. He's out of South Carolina. 6 foot, 188 pounds, cornerback. I don't think he was picked for that position. One of those things that I was like, okay. But he was picked for his athletic talent and potential. And that's, again, where thought we were picking for now. One of those we're picking for later. He's his speed, very elite. He's got 4.4 numbers. Only 188 pounds could be a concern. We'd like him a little thicker, but he's explosive. And, you've got him with Ramsey, Howard, Smith, Coach Madison. I think it's really going to be a great fit. And then you've got Vic Fangio. They're going to develop a great athlete. And I'm really looking forward to this athletic team that they're building.
Athletic team or
in general?
Fast, speedy.
Oh, speed. That's coming up on another pick.
Speed kills. Speed kills.
Kills them.
So anyway, that was a surprise pick to me. I didn't see that coming. But then you go look at the tape. Then you start to see why the Dolphins went after this cornerback. And you can see it on tape, what he does, the things that are happening. What else you got, Kelly? You're over there rumbling. I'm trying to do this over here.
I dropped some stuff. Sorry.
You all right?
Yes.
You going all right?
Yes.
All right.
Doing
So
well.
we're still all right. All right. Maybe we're half left. But anyway, great pickup. There's a lot of great things that I wound up finding out when I started looking them up. Smith is always around the football, and that means that he's always going to be there to break it up or possibly intercept. He'll continue to grow, there's no doubt about that. And like Kelly already said, he'll probably be get us starting in the slot with Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard out wide in Vic Fangio's loaded defense. Because we're loaded up on defense. Come on, let's admit it. Our talent should be our defense at this point in time. But then you turn around and look at the offense. And could we add any more speed to the offense? I don't know. What did we do with our second pick, folks? And Kelly?
Devon Achane. He's 5'8" and a half, 188 pounds. He was picked 84 out of Texas A&M. Played for them for 3 seasons. His average yard per carry was 6.4. And he had rushing 2,376 yards, 21 touchdowns. I consider his speed world class. 4.32 for his 40. I'm loving that.
He is a legitimate track star for Texas A&M running back. When you're running a 4.32, that's something to take a look at. He's a member of the Aggies track squad. At least he used to be. He's racked up a whopping 36 breakaway runs of 15 plus yards over the past 2 seasons also. There's a lot to like about the speed that comes with this young man. And if you don't feel like he's built up big enough to take on the punishment in the NFL, well, that's the thing, you know, everybody that comes in the NFL for some reason, if they need to pack on the muscle, they can pack on 10, 20 pounds before the season starts. So they have time to work with them, with the trainers and everybody else, to get these people ready to go.
I think he's really intelligent. I think adding that smarts, even if he's not, he can bulk up, and you know, there's no replacement for being extremely intelligent. And he is one of those athletes for sure. Put that ball in his hand, he's going to do great things.
How about special teams?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm giving this one an A. That this was my favorite pick.
Yeah, I like the special teams, and he can be a component of that also. So there's quite a few things that this young man can do for us. All right, let's move on to the next person. Who do we got?
All right, we've got pick 197, Elijah Higgins, 6'3", 234 pounds. He was a wide receiver in Stanford, the Cardinals. This one, I think, was a little surprise for everybody, but he's a tight end for the Dolphins now, running right over. I'm excited about this one. His height is good. Weight also can be an issue. He ran a 4.54 in the 40, 59 receptions, 704 yards. And then I think he's a project. You know, he started all 12 of his games in 2022. But this one is going to be a project. But for where we got him, well worth it. I think he's going to be one of those projects in the back that, oh, goodness, 2 years. I give him 2 years. It's going to be amazing.
2 years?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Well, let me tell you, I think he'll be in the lineup faster than people think, and let me tell you why. There's one thing that most tight ends take time to learn, and that's the wide receiver tree, the patterns that they have to go out for. Well, this guy has them all. Okay, so he's only running around 239, 240. Okay, add 15 pounds to this guy. He'll be fine. That's why I think they took him over Kuntz, is because he will pick up what Miami wants to do much quicker than Kuntz will. I don't think Kuntz would have progressed quite as quickly as Higgins will, because Higgins already knows the route, the tree routes.
Yes, yeah. No, you're right.
So that was one thing I was thinking about. And his speed is good. So, you know, it's just a matter of what's Miami going to do with him. Will they put him in early? I don't know. But he's probably got the knowledge to be in early and start early, which a lot of tight ends don't do. So he at least has the possibility and capabilities,
yes,
as long as he puts on that weight, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would agree. Going in earlier than I would have thought about. Thanks, Fish Tank Hank.
So, who do we got?
All right. Next, we have Ryan Hayes. He was picked 298, 7th round.
Okay. So, we got a 7th round pick. I'm not expecting much out of, you know, a lot of these later picks. I would have to say the tight end is an exception to the rule, because we do need a tight end, whether Greer says we do or no, but we do. And we also got a couple in undrafted free agents too. So, and we'll talk about a couple undrafted free agents, but I'm not going to stay on them too long either. So, what else we got? Ryan Hayes, he's 2-time All Big Ten honors, part of award-winning O-line. What else can you tell me about him? What else did he used to do?
Well, he's one of those all-around athletes. You know, his whole life played basketball, baseball. In his career so far, he's played 29 out of 40 games. Always, you know, that's pretty reliable. He ran a 5.18 in the 40. He's tall, lacks a little strength, you know, but being part of that award-winning O-line, I'm liking the team yes, if he can be part of that award-winning team, we can work on the other things, of course. He does need work on some fundamentals, some footwork, even his side to side. That's where I'm okay with him in the seventh round. Any further up, I wouldn't have been, on board. But maybe a possible move to guard. I've seen that a couple of people had mentioned. So there you go. I give this one a B minus.
Well, guard is what we need, so that's not a big deal.
No.
I like the pick because I looked at a little bit of tape on this gentleman, and I like him. He will be able to play at guard because his problem is people are able to get around him. And I think playing in guard position, if they stick him in, he should be able to handle it in there. It's funny that his weight was 298 and he was picked at 298.
I know. This is
Just a weird thing. So and from there, Miami has gotten like 20 undrafted free agents. You're talking quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, safety, running backs, linebackers. I like Zeke Vandenberg, linebacker. I like him a lot. They also picked up James Blackman, a quarterback out of Arkansas State. Another one that they picked up is Brandon Peely, defensive lineman out of USC. I really like him a lot. I looked him up a little bit. A lot to like there. Julian Hill, tight end, Campbell. That's another one. We've also gotten wide receivers. Jarrett Horst, offensive tackle, Michigan State. Take a look at that gentleman. He's mean. He's a good player. Brandon Carlton, edge. Davis, wide receiver out of Kentucky. Ethan Bonner, cornerback, Stanford. So Miami went out and got quite a few players. As they always do, Chris Grier does his thing in the draft. So at least it was something to look at. I was totally confused the entire day, the entire 3-day span. I was like, come on, Miami, trade up in the first round. They didn't trade up in the first round. Come on, Miami, trade up in the beginning of the second round. They didn't trade up. So we stayed where we're at. We stayed with our picks. Miami didn't pick up a tight end per se. They picked up a wide receiver, which I guess now is a tight end, but I'm just saying they didn't pick up a offensive lineman or tight end or something like that, like a lot of people were thinking, myself included. So, but you know what? I like the way it went. I think we have a lot of talent. I can see why they were looking for the future with Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard making the cornerback move. Also, when those two guys get tired, somebody's got to go in and replace them. I mean, the cornerbacks that we have now, we have some depth, but they're not to the level of a Jalen Ramsey or an Xavier Howard.
Yep.
They just aren't to that level. And this young man, Cam, he can be to that. He can be. And if he's not up to that level, then he can wind up being a safety or something like that. The kid has a lot of talent, and like I said, he's always around the ball. He's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of great things coming Dolphins' way. And as usual, Grier and the gang are just doing a bang-up job with the undrafted free agents. So
Grier and the gang. I like that.
Grier and the gang.
Grier
you like
and the
that?
gang, yeah.
All right. A lot of people out there are angry at Grier right now. But,
I'm not.
But, it is what it is. They're looking at something that I don't know about. But overall, I would give the Miami Dolphins draft a B- overall. That's the grade I have to give them. Overall is a B- in my opinion. They should have addressed the O-line and they should have addressed the tight end sooner than they did. And that's just my opinion.
I agree. We missed out on a couple of players that would have really made
Yeah.
us happy. So that's
Yeah.
where the minus comes from.
I mean, what we want and what we get are two different things sometimes. But you know what? We have a full helping of Miami Dolphins, new Miami Dolphins, that we get to cheer for on Sundays. All right, folks, we're out of here. We're a little long tooth today, but that's all right. Next time we'll be ready for you. Anything else?
Just have a wonderful day.
All right. And as always, fins up.